Today I will demonstrate how to properly swing a golf club. In this demonstration, I will talk about the parts of the club, the proper stance and grip, and key parts of the golf swing. So the first part of the club is the handle. This is where you will grip the club in order to swing the club. Next part is the shaft. That is the long metal rod that connects the handle to the club head. The point of the shaft is to generate energy from your body as you swing into the club head in order to send the ball into the air and to generate spin. Next is the club head. The club head is connected to the shaft from the hosel, which is this part right here. The club head has multiple different parts. First is the heel of the club, that is right here, that is the part closest to the hosel. Next is the face, which is where you want to strike the ball at. After that is the toe, and then you have the loft of the club and the grooves of the club. The loft of the club is used to send the ball into the air as you hit down on it, and the grooves are used to spin the ball in order for you to control the ball. So the goal of the face and the club head is to hit the ball. The goal of the shaft is to generate energy for the club, and the goal of the handle is for you to hold on to the club with. So now, how do you hold the club? First, you take your left hand, and you place it on the ground, and you grab it like you would any other object. You want to create a V in your hand and point that at your right shoulder. That way the club head is square to your target. After that, you want to take your right hand, if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, it will be opposite. And you want to interlock your pointer finger and your pinky finger like this, and place your right hand over your left hand. You want to place the thumb of your left hand into this little crease of your right hand so it fits on there nice and comfortable. And you want the V of your right hand to be pointed at this shoulder as well, like shown. And this is how it should look from the other way. So after you have your grip, then you'll take your stance. So take our grip, and then we get in our stance. We want our feet to be about shoulder width, maybe slightly more than shoulder width. We want a slight bend in our knees so we can rotate our hips and our shoulders. And we want the ball to be slightly in front of the middle of our stance, that way we can hit down on it and we can still control it. Some key things about the stance is you want to remain relaxed when you're swinging. You don't want to be too tense, that way you can properly rotate your hips and your shoulders. So when we address the ball, we want the ball to be about 1.5 feet out in front of our front toe, about middle of our stance, and we want the club face to be square to our target. We don't want it to be closed off here, that'll cause us to hit it left, and we don't want it to be open, that'll make us hit it to the right. And you want the club face to be directly behind the golf ball. You don't want it to be too far out to the right or too far out to the left. So when you're swinging the club, you want your backswing and your downswing to be replicas of each other, or as close as possible as you can. So to do that, you want to get your stance. You want to have that slight bend in your knees, shoulder width apart, and you want to begin your backswing. You want to take the club back with your arms and shoulders, and you want to take the club back inside just a little bit. And once you get to parallel, that is when you begin to rotate your hips and your shoulders. So we take it back slightly inside, we get to parallel, and we begin the rotation of our hips and shoulders. So we begin to rotate, and we take the club back to where it gets to about parallel with the ground. We don't want to take it past parallel, because that starts to begin loops in our swing and creates inconsistencies with the golf ball. You can stop it slightly before parallel if you don't want to hit it as far though. So we begin to take it back, take it inside, rotate our hips and shoulders, take it to parallel. Now, once we reach parallel, we begin our downswing. So once you get here, you want to recreate your backswing as much as you can. So we begin to come back inside from the golf ball. We re-rotate our shoulders and our hips, and this will cause us to transfer our weight back to our front side, and then we begin to swing down on the ball. You don't want to swing up on it and try and pick it off the ground, because that will cause you to hit it off of here and blade the ball, which is not what we want. We're going to come back down, and we want to hit down on it and transfer our weight from the middle of our stance to the front of our stance. And that'll cause us to hit down on it and use the loft of the club to launch the ball. So once we make contact with it, we don't want to stop our swing. we want to keep going. If we stop our swing, it'll cause us to hit behind the ball, which will cause the ball not to go as far. So once you make contact with it, you want to continue through and you want to finish high. If you don't finish high, you'll likely hook the ball and cause it to go left into your neighbor's yard. So, some key points of the golf swing. You want to remain relaxed as you swing. If you get too tense, it'll cause you to hit it off the hosel, right or left, and it'll cause you to hook the ball. We want to maintain proper balance as we swing. We don't want to swing and fall off balance and fall back. We just want to remain in balance as much as we can and keep the weight on the balls of our feet. And next, you don't want to swing too hard. Swinging too hard will cause you to miss-hit the ball as well. So thank you for coming today, and hopefully you've learned how to properly swing a golf club.